China has been delayed 6 long hours. I am the only black man in the entire airport, and no one else speaks English except some of the stewardess. So I have to find something to do for 6 hours as the only black man in the Japanese airport and probably the only English speaker. It's a beautiful view of the ocean. I can see the Pacific Ocean. It's beautiful. Okay, but we got one problem. There's no outlets. There's nowhere for me to plug in my phone. So, because if there was a way for me to plug in my phone, maybe we could have did the Black Parent teleconference live from the Japanese airport. But since there's no way to plug in my phone, we can't do the Black Parent teleconference live from the Japanese airport because it is 6:09 p.m. here, which means it is 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, meaning the Black Parent teleconference is due to start in an hour. But without any electrical outlets, it's going to be impossible to do the Black Parent teleconference. So I just spoke to the good sister Chelsea, who is the queen and hostess in Shanghai, China. And she told me that there's rain in Shanghai. And so I assume that the rain in Shanghai is the reason for the flight delay. The stewardess informed me that Shanghai, China, ordered a ground stop on all flights coming into Shanghai because of backed up traffic, quite possibly due to the weather. Now, they do have a lounge with some very good restaurants, okay? The problem with going to the lounge is I don't speak Japanese. So if an announcement is made that the flight to China is back on schedule, I won't know because I don't speak the language. So that could be a little bit of a problem for your brother. Okay? And I know all of the Japanese people, I'm walking around, can you speak English? Can you? They're like, no, 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 no. Can you speak it? No, no, no. So I'm going to ask them, can you speak Ebonics? Maybe they can speak Ebonics because they listen to hip hop out here. So maybe they can speak our English. Okay? But you said Google Translate, huh? But I'm gonna have to look into that Google Translate as I continue to crisscross the planet. But the prince is here. Japanese airport, 6-hour delay. China, I'm coming. It's just gonna be a little later. And I'm upset. You wanna know why I'm upset? Because the good sister in Shanghai got some chicken noodle soup ready for the prince. And you know black women could hook up some chicken noodle soup. So they got the chicken noodle soup ready for the Prince of Pan-Africanism to nurse myself back to health before the Shanghai Power Lecture. And now I'm delayed. So I gotta fight the cold, fight the delay, fight the language. But I'm not complaining because this is what we do. This is what we do. When you're a freedom fighter, when you're an activist, this is what we do. Okay? The struggle is total. If the struggle isn't total, it's nothing at all. Okay? The struggle is total. And there's no way for me to lay down because they have these armrests in between the chairs. If they didn't have the armrests in between the chairs, I could take me a nap. And I'm probably also the tallest person in the airport. That's another problem. I think I'm the tallest person in the airport. I'm the blackest person in the airport. I'm probably the only U.S. resident in the airport. I'm the only Garveyite in the airport. I'm the only school psychologist in the airport. So, you said lay on the stage. You're going to get me arrested. I'm not trying to go to Japanese jail. I am not trying to go to Japanese jail. Okay? But we could kill some time. If anyone has any questions, you can go ahead and post your question, and I'll answer a couple of questions before I make my way down to the food court, get me some hot tea and some soup until I make it to China and have the Empress Chelsea give me her homemade chicken noodle soup. I won't be getting to China till 2 in the morning, so I'm definitely going to have to eat something between now and then. So, yeah, I need that vitamin C, but where I'm going to get that vitamin C at? At the Japanese airport. Feel me? Are you coming to Dallas? I will be in Houston. It is 6:15 in the afternoon here in Japan. We are 13 hours ahead of Eastern Standard Time. When I get to China, God willing, we will be 12 hours ahead of East Coast time. I'll be in Houston December 31st, Shrine of the Black Madonna. Shout out to Houston. The Prince will be back. Yeah, I'm gonna get some veggie soup. I had some earlier, it was good. I'm working on Georgia, working on Atlanta. Get me some kiwi. What do I think about Minister Farrakhan? I respect him, and that's all I'm gonna say to that. Have you been to Jersey? I was in Newark, New Jersey a couple months ago. I'll be in Brooklyn on June 2nd. So if you're in Jersey, you could come on up to Brooklyn June 2nd. Little Japanese brother hit his head on the floor. So his mommy taking care of him right now. Can you do a full Facebook Live on Barack Obama? That's coming soon. That's coming soon. In Brooklyn, where will I be? I will be at the Brown Memorial Baptist Church in Bed-Stuy. The Brown Memorial Baptist Church is located at 52 Gates Avenue. 52 Gates Avenue in Brooklyn, Friday, June 2nd. That's 9 days from now. Doors open up at 4. Power lecture from 6 to 9, followed by the book signing and picture session. You can get your tickets right now, princeofpanafricanism.eventbrite.com, princeofpanafricanism.eventbrite.com. When am I coming to the West? I will be in Seattle. I will be in Seattle, Washington, Saturday, June 17th. And I will be giving the Juneteenth keynote lecture in Seattle, Washington. I was just in Chicago for Black History Month. I believe it was Black History Month. I'll be back in Chicago this fall. You know I can't stay away from Chicago too long. Okay. There's a lot going on in the world What three things do we really need to focus on? Number one, ourselves. Number two, our children. Number three, our political economic condition. When are you coming to Detroit? The Prince of Pan-Africanism will be in Detroit Friday and Saturday, June 9th and 10th. I will be in Detroit Friday and Saturday, June 9th and 10th at the Tower Center, and I want you to join me for the National Independent Black Parent Association National Invitation Leadership Training Conference. We need y'all to help us build chapters of the Black Parent Association all over the country. So I want everybody, every last one of you on this live feed, I want you in Detroit June 9th and 10th from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Register now. Prince of Pan-Africanism.eventbrite.com. Okay. Guess what just happened? They just cut the lights on your brother. Check it out. Turn this around. Y'all see that? They put the lights on Dr. Umar. Why they just turn the lights on? The lights wasn't on. Now they turn the lights on. Let me find out they got Jim Crow in the Japanese airport. Why did they just turn the lights on me? They just turned the damn lights on me. I guess they probably said we got a gangster rapper in the airport. All security to your posts. Okay. This is the first time in my life. This is the first time in my life where I've ever been the only black person in the whole airport. I am the only black person in the entire airport. No, I'm not overreacting. They just turned the damn lights on. What do you mean I'm overreacting? They just turned the lights on. Okay. But I feel you. They might have turned the lights on everywhere. But I don't know. I know they just came on over my head. I don't know about anybody else. To see if the chocolate melts. I enjoy Japan though. Real laid back. It's a real family-oriented country. Like, you know, Japanese are some of the longest living people on earth. You know that, right? The Japanese are some of the longest living people on earth. That sushi and that rice and that green tea. Brother told me yesterday that they regularly get people to live to be 150. Did y'all hear what I just said? You have people in Japan living to be 150 years old. Okay. When am I coming to Los Angeles? I'll be in Los Angeles probably for Kwanzaa, but we need a bigger church. So if anybody got Sacramento in Oakland, I don't know what's wrong with Sacramento and Oakland. I can't find a venue in Sacramento or Oakland to save my life. Okay. Holland. I got some people in Holland, Amsterdam, who's supposed to be helping me locate a venue, but I don't know what they doing. So if you live in Amsterdam or Rotterdam and you want to help Dr. Umar get on back there, you need to find me a venue. All I need is the venues. That's all I need. Okay, cayenne pepper. Where am I going to get some cayenne pepper? At the Japanese airport. I will be in London from the 17th to the 31st of October. National tour of the United Kingdom, Luton, Birmingham, Manchester, Wolverhampton, Brixton, Liverpool, Leeds. I will be back in London for the first time in 3 years, and I can't wait because I love my London family. I miss my London family too. I know y'all ain't seen me, but y'all been on my mind. I miss my Toronto, Canada family. I miss my Montreal family, and it's looking like I'm going to be back in Toronto November the 11th. I haven't gotten an invitation to Belize yet. Well, actually, I did get an invitation to Belize a couple years ago, but I wasn't able to make it. Kansas, I just came from Kansas City. That was my last stop before I came to Japan. Do I ever come to the South? Of course. I'm the king of the South. King of the East, king of the Midwest, king of the West. I'm the prince, baby. Got to have a prince. Memphis, I'm looking for another venue in Memphis. Philly, Jacksonville. I will be in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, September the 30th. Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Working on Atlanta. Toronto, 11/11. And now we got Paris, France. Paris, France is on the schedule as of today. I think I'll be doing Paris the first week of October. I think Paris, France is the first week of October. Paris has the largest African community in Europe. Paris has the largest African community. Pittsburgh, I'm looking at Kwanzaa. Pittsburgh, I'm looking at Kwanzaa. Uganda, my host, my Japan host, brother Mario, okay, in Champaign. Champaign is from Ohio, but brother Mario is from Uganda, so we're going to make Uganda work. Columbia, I'm looking for a venue. Columbia, South Carolina. Australia, I'm ready for Australia. Send me an email. I'm ready for Australia because I think what continents I haven't been to. I haven't been to Australia. Antarctica, don't nobody live there. What's the other continent I'm missing? It's only 6. The white man say 7. But you got Europe, Africa, Asia, North America, South America. I've been to Europe, I've been to Africa, I've been to Asia, North America, I've been to South America. So I need Australia. Once I hit Australia, the Prince of Pan-Africanism would have been to all 6 continents. So Australia, get with me. Let's complete it, Australia. You the last people left. Australia, you the last continent left for the Prince of Pan-Africanism. Australia, let's get it in. Okay? I got to do some research because I might be the first Pan-Africanist or black leader, for lack of a better word, to be invited to all 6 continents. Malcolm went to Africa. Malcolm got invited to Paris. I don't know if Malcolm got invited to the Caribbean as much as Dr. Umar. I know Dr. Khalid got invited around, but I don't think he got invited as much as I did outside of the country. I don't think Malcolm got invited as much as I did out of the country. And I'm not putting myself on a level. Let me be clear. I'm just, talking about travel. I think I may have been the most traveled, the most requested. When I look at our leaders, Dr. King didn't travel. Well, Dr. King went to the Caribbean, Europe, Africa, but I don't think he got as many invites. But I don't think Dr. King could have traveled that much anyway because he had boots on the ground. You feel me? So, I don't know how I do it either, Ruby Red. I don't think about it. Because if you think about it, your mind, which is not divine. See, your mind is not divine. Your spirit is divine. So you don't want to do too much thinking because the mind cannot conceive what the spirit can achieve. Your mind cannot conceive what your spirit can achieve. The mind is mortal. So I don't think, because if I sat down and looked at my schedule, I would say hell no. You follow me? So I don't think about it. In other words, I don't allow the limitations of the mind to impose itself upon me. And that's really how I stay ahead of the game. Okay? Please explain why you say there is only 6 continents instead of 7. Good question. A continent is an independent landmass. A continent is an independent landmass. Okay. Largely surrounded by water. It's like a super duper island, right? Well, if you apply the definition that the continent is an independent landmass surrounded by surrounded by water, how can Europe be a continent? Europe is not a continent. Europe isn't surrounded. Europe is a part of Asia. Europe is Western Asia. It is not a separate continent. Europe is Western Asia. So do you want to know why the white folks call it a continent? Because they don't have a home. And I'm not being disrespectful, because I have white people who watch the posts, okay? Although I'm always unapologetically African, but white people are not indigenous. They are not native. They are not original to any landmass. They're not original to Asia. They're not original to Africa. They're not original to Australia. They're not original to Antarctica. They're not original to Central or South America. So since white people are not native to any landmass, they had to create a continent to make it look like they have an ancestral homeland. Do you follow me? Europe is not a continent. Europe is Western Asia. It's Asia. Remember, before they called it Europe, they called it Eurasia. Remember? Before it became Europe, it was Eurasia. Eurasia. And then the white man said, we have to make it look like we have a home of our own. And they changed Eurasia to Europe and Asia. They cut Europe out of Asia to make it look like it's a continent. Europe is an artificial continent. There are only 6 continents, not 7. And I can say that in the Japanese airport because it ain't no white folks here. Next question. Can I pay at the venue when I get to Brooklyn? Yes. You can pay at the venue when you get to Brooklyn, but it will cost more. If you get your ticket now, it's only $20. It'll probably be $25 at the door. And also, you want to buy your ticket in advance for Brooklyn and Seattle and Minneapolis, because if you bring your printed ticket, it gets entered into the Dr. Papa gift raffle, where I take all the tickets that were hand presented and I shuffle them up and I'll pull one out, and whoever I pull out, you get one free of everything I brought for merchandise. So you get a book, a t-shirt. If I got hoodies, you get that. You get one free of everything. So you want to buy your ticket online, and then you want to print it out and bring it with you so you can be entered into the Dr. Papa gift raffle. Have you been to Liberia? Yes, I've been to Liberia. That was about 3 years ago. Okay, I love Liberia. Okay, I was a little disappointed because while I was in Liberia, I wanted to pay respect to 2 of my greatest heroes. The grandfather of revolutionary Pan-African nationalism, Jamaica's own John Brown Russwurm, and also the first black preacher to give a speech on the floor of the United States Congress. His name was Henry Highland Garnett, the black man who escaped from slavery to freedom and challenged Frederick Douglass at the Negro Convention up in Buffalo, New York in 1843, arguing that black people need to fight with their arms and weapons to get out of slavery, as opposed to moral persuasion and agitation. Henry Highland Garnett had one wish before he died, and that was to go to Africa. And he went to Liberia, and he died shortly thereafter. And both Henry Highland Garnett and John Brown Russwurm, 2 of the grandfathers of revolutionary Pan-African nationalism, are buried in the Monrovia Cemetery. And I went there, but I couldn't get in, so I poured my libation outside of the cemetery. That was the closest I can go. So I poured my libation outside of the cemetery. In Botswana, I was supposed to be in Botswana 2 weeks ago while I was in the kingdom of Lesotho. And from what I understand, the sister who was going to host the event in Botswana became angry at Dr. Umar because she got on my Twitter and asked me where did I get my degrees from. And because I'm sick and tired of people asking me where did I get my degrees from, because I've been answering that stupid ass question since I got my degree in 2012, and it's been 5 years, and I'm tired. I'm absolutely sick and tired of being asked the same dumbass question, because if you look at my YouTube videos, I clearly answer that question a lot. So I also didn't feel that her asking me that on Twitter was genuine. I thought it was instigatory, insulting, and I thought it was patronizing. So I blocked her, but I didn't know she was the Botswana host. Okay? But I don't care if she was the Botswana host. You disrespect me, I cut your ass out my life. So, with that being said, Botswana, if you want to bring the Prince of Pan-Africanism to Botswana, send me an email and we can make it happen. I just got an invitation to speak at a conference in Johannesburg in November. So Botswana is a neighboring country to South Africa. So if Botswana is serious, we can make Botswana happen when I come to Johannesburg. Okay? But don't contact me unless you're serious. No time for games. Okay? What's your knowledge on Liberia? Too long to answer. That's not something I can answer quickly. Do you ever worry about traveling to these countries with no security? Well, when I get there, the good brothers and sisters do a good job of looking out. So I do have security when I travel around the world, but the security is normally waiting with me. I'm not really comfortable traveling with security, because if you always have security, if you're ever without your security, you appear rather vulnerable. And I don't ever want to look like I'm defenseless, you see. So if you take Minister Farrakhan, he always has security, okay? But he's an elder, so it's understandable. But if you ever see the minister without no security at all, just walking down the street, what's the first thing you're going to say? He's vulnerable, right? He looks so vulnerable because he's not surrounded by security. I don't ever want to appear vulnerable. Now, I'm not an idiot, and I don't have a martyr complex. So I do understand that the time is coming where Dr. Umar Johnson is going to have to start having full-time security. I do understand that. However, I also understand, as a student of history, and as a student of political science, and as a student of military science, and as a student of black leadership, that most of our leaders, many of them, were set up by their own security. Malcolm X was set up by his own security. Dr. King was set up by his own security. Patrice Lumumba was set up by his own security. Thomas Sankara was set up by his own security. And I believe Chris Ani was set up by his own security. So we have a whole history of black leaders being protected and then being set up for assassination by the very same people who were responsible for protecting them. Okay? I do my best to be safe. I do my best to be safe. But beyond that, I don't preoccupy myself with death. And I don't want y'all to be preoccupied with my safety either. If there's something I need to know, if there's something you want to share, share it. But you don't want to be preoccupied with your mortality, because by focusing on your mortality, you pull that type of energy into your life. And I'm not trying to pull that type of energy into my life. You understand me? Okay? So that's that. What else we got? Can you do it for Sisters Only lecture in California? I'm going to do it for Sisters Only tour once the book is ready. I'm going to do a for Sisters Only relationships and dating tour once my book is ready. Have you and Minister Farrakhan or Leo Muhammad ever debated, or do y'all have the same beliefs? Well, I don't know who Leo Muhammad is, so I can't speak to that. As far as Minister Farrakhan, he is an elder, and I don't think it is my place to be looking to debate my elders. But I would also say that I don't debate nobody, okay? In the words of the great Pan-African nationalist, master teacher, and now ancestor, Dr. John Henry Clark, okay? I only debate my equals, all others I teach. So I don't do debates. Minister Farrakhan is an elder. There's no need for us to be debating. If anything, we should be working together. Okay, somebody's on here pushing Hebrewism. I don't know why y'all love to come on a page of a Pan-African nationalist and use it as an advertising board for your ideology. But I understand social network has made everybody an information addict and an attention junkie. So I guess I have to deal with that. You are truly handsome by wisdom. I must say, when I hear you speak, I can't help but be reminded of scripture. Study to show yourself approved. You have no shame in giving the truth. Thank you, Sister Magnolia. Are you married? I am not married. I've never been married. I've never lived with a woman, but I have two beautiful daughters who I love with all my heart. And one day I hope to get married, but that's probably not going to happen until after the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy has been built, because I'm not ready for any woman to call my phone and say it's time for you to come home. I'm still struggling. I'm still getting my grind on. And at this point in my life, I'm not ready for marriage. You understand? I'm still grinding like I'm 21. You feel me? I'm still grinding like I'm 18. It's not time for that. And you know how sisters are, right? Y'all want y'all time, and y'all have a right to y'all time, and y'all have a right to y'all attention. You feel me? I understand that. But my focus is freedom right now. You know, I'm not focused on romance and intimacy, you know, and constantly being bothered about that by females is going to drive me crazy, and I'm going to end up ending the relationship anyway, because I don't like people distracting me from my mission. I'm a workaholic. Okay? And I'm not, once I get to school, I'll be more calmer. Once I get to school, I won't be traveling as much, and then we can talk family then. Could you see yourself living in any Asian country? I could. I could see myself living right here in Japan. Japan is a very beautiful and peaceful country. I could definitely see myself living here. But as a Pan-Africanist, as a revolutionary Pan-Africanist, as a revolutionary Pan-African nationalist of the Garveyite order, as a revolutionary Pan-African nationalist of the Garveyite order, there's no way I could have any second home outside of Africa at this point in our struggle. Okay, I can't live anywhere else but Africa. If I'm moving out of the USA, it's going to have to be in Africa. And if it's not in Africa, it's going to have to be in the Caribbean islands or Central and South America, where black people are in government and in leadership and in the majority. But I cannot see myself, you know, I could live here. You understand me? If times were different, I could live in Japan. Okay, but I got a job to do. I got a job to do for our people. And because I have a job to do for our people, living in Japan is not going to cut it this lifetime. Maybe next lifetime. Maybe when I come back in the next lifetime, I can do Japan. But this lifetime, it's going to be Africa. Sister Cheryl Martin said, so you're saying you're African? Please answer so I can move on. You have my permission to move on. I am 100% unapologetically African. Go ahead and move on. What's the next question? They used our own to kill our leaders. And it's funny how the enemy uses our own. Isn't that diabolical? Of course it is. Okay, nobody knows better than me. In the past hour, I just got two very trifling, ignorant, disrespectful, threatening letters in the past hour while I've been here by the airport. One was from an elder, okay, an older sister from Washington, D.C., who threatened to come to my Power Talk lecture on Saturday, June the 24th. I will be in Washington, D.C., Saturday, June the 24th, and she threatened to come and disrupt my lecture because of how I conducted myself with the Brother SETI beef. Now, that happened 6 months ago. It occurred last year. And for the life of me, I don't understand why an elder would be up 3 o'clock in the morning sending Dr. Umar Johnson, the hardest working black man in consciousness, a letter threatening to disrupt my lecture because of my rant in December. So I don't understand. But we're sick people. I got another letter from a hating Negro who is also very jealous, and he's threatening me too. So that just comes with the territory. And I really hope I do see him so I can beat the shit out of him. Excuse my language. But anyway, let me keep on going. The Congo. The problem with the Congo is African leadership and African gangs keep on letting the white man use them against each other. The Congo needs to come together and stop doing the bidding of Western corporations. The Congo is the richest piece of land in the world. Wherever there's conflict, there's resources. Wherever there's conflict, there's resources, okay? Wherever there's conflict, there's resources. The Congo, being as rich as it is, will always have conflict until we, as a people, the Congolese people, in the spirit of Patrice Lumumba, come together, put our petty differences to the side, and determine ourselves to make the resources of the Congo work for the Congolese people.
It's about 11 p.m.
You want to open a business in Liberia? That's good. Santana Shango Wilson, I ain't heard from you in a minute, my brother. Good to see you on the line, Brother Shango. J.F. Rodriguez says, you have no equals at the moment. I appreciate the words. To God be the glory. The enemy puts informers and sellouts in our mix. The way to conquer that is look away from volunteers and personally select. Well, it's hard to find good people. It's hard. It's very hard. The toughest part of my job is finding people I can trust who don't have a personal agenda above and beyond the freedom of our people. The conscious community is filled with opportunists. The black community is filled with opportunists. For every 100 people I meet, only one of them are sincere. The rest of them want to get close enough to destroy me or close enough to use me. And when they're no longer able to destroy me or use me, they hate on me and try to assassinate my character in public. I don't think any other leader been attacked since Garvey like I've been. I mean, the stuff people have done to me is ridiculous. I mean, I had one sister go to PayPal, and she told PayPal, what did she tell PayPal? She told PayPal I was a thief and I was stealing money, and they need to have me arrested. A group of other Negroes went to the IRS and had me audited. Another group of Negroes went to the National Association of School Psychologists to get me shut down. Another group of Negroes had me investigated by the Pennsylvania Board of Professional Psychology. I mean, every day I'm getting letters from government agencies off of complaints from good old-fashioned niggas. It's tough, but I gotta keep on going. What message do I have for Black Australia? Bring Umar to Australia. That's my message for Black Australia. I agree with you, Sister Cheryl. It doesn't matter how many man-made degrees you got. If God anoints you, God anoints you. Do you have a tribe of gentlemen that work in our community? Well, I have people who work with me. I don't think I would call them a tribe. The word tribe is a white man's word. It's actually a racist word. We like to use nation, people, family, ethnicity. You just broke a million woman heart right now. But when I do get married, I'm going to probably have 2 wives. And I know my sisters don't want to hear that. And I respect you, ladies. I have no problem with any woman who wants to be the only woman. I totally support you. But for the responsibilities that I got, I'm going to have 2 wives. Because that's how much work. And I understand polygamy may not be for you, and I respect you. I respect you. But I'm going to have 2 wives. Okay? What's the process and situation of the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy? The process is that we're looking for a school. When I go to Detroit week after next, I'll be looking at some Catholic schools for sale in Detroit. We almost had a school in Mount Vernon, New York. I found a Catholic school for lease. It was clean. It ain't need no work. The white guy walked me through. He told me how much it cost a month. I said, I want it. He said, you got to talk to the father of the archdiocese. I said, set up the meeting. He said, I'm going to call you. I said, I'm ready. I'm ready to put down a deposit. The Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy is coming to Mount Vernon, New York. And the next thing I heard, they decided to enter into a contract with another school. So do you know what that means? That means they Googled Dr. Umar Johnson, found out who I was, and the Roman Catholic Church said, we are not letting that revolutionary Negro rent no school from us. So I'm still looking for other schools, and we will get one soon. I don't think that's a problem. But I do want to say this, though. The more and more I think about it, the more and more I think about it, the more I feel that the school should be in Africa. Like, I'm really starting to, I wanted to keep the school in America because most of the donors are there and, the black boys are there. But, being a Pan-Africanist, I'm for all the kids. But I'm looking at what they're doing to us in America and having a global perspective on things. I just think it's time to go home. I think, for me, I need to go back to Africa because not just for the school, but it's time to take Pan-Africanism to the next level. It's time to take Pan-Africanism to the next level. And if I build that school in Africa, a lot of you are going to move home. If Umar Johnson say, I'm here and I'm loving it, I think a lot of you coming right behind me. So in terms of making a power move, I'm really starting to think that we might got to put that school back home. I'll be going to the Gambia for the first time this fall. They have some land there that may be getting donated to the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy for free. So we're going to see how that goes. Now, if I go to Africa, I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep that 8/21/18 date. If I go to Africa, we may have to push it back a year to 8/21/19, which would still be powerful because 8/21/19 is what? What is 8/21/2019? What is 8/21/2019? That is the 400-year mark of African people in the United States. August 21st, 1619 to August 21st, 2019 is 400 years. Wouldn't that be powerful to celebrate 400 years of revolutionary resistance by putting a school for our children back home where we were stolen from? I'm not doing the Tuesday call because I ain't got nowhere I could plug in the phone. And now that I think about it, I think Sprint charges what? 20 cents a minute international call? How much would 20 cents a minute for 120 minutes be? Or is it 50 cents a minute? Or is it $1.50 the first minute and 30 cents? I don't know. But I don't know if I want to be playing around with that Sprint long distance. It'd be nice if WhatsApp started a conference call. If WhatsApp starts a conference call, we can do the call anyway. What do you think about Dr. Amos Wilson? Dr. Amos Wilson is not only the greatest black psychologist. Dr. Amos Wilson was not only the greatest black psychologist, he was the most practical and relevant scholar of the 20th century, in my opinion. Amos Wilson was trying to solve problems. He wasn't just trying to talk about history and culture. He was trying to solve problems. Amos Wilson, you should read every book, Amos Wilson. You need to watch every video on YouTube of Amos Wilson. Amos Wilson was the man. I don't even compare to Amos Wilson. Kim Morris, you tired, baby? Go ahead and get some sleep, love. You're already gorgeous. You don't need no beauty sleep, but go ahead and get you some sleep. This man, if he came by ship to America, he is not African. Sister Cheryl, now, I want to level with you, my sister. I love you to death, okay? I love you. You made some good comments, but please don't come on my posts telling people they're not African, okay? We're going to have a big problem with that because as Pan-Africanists, African identity is very important for us. It is the foundation upon which we stand. Giving out information that we don't come from Africa is not only wrong, okay? It is insulting to do that on my posts, okay? What I would say to you, respectfully, if you don't believe we come from Africa, I would like for you to produce for me some anthropological, biological, and genetic evidence that we do not come from Africa. Because guess what? The research done on Asian people show that they all came from Africa. And the research done on Europeans show that they all come from Africa. And the research done on Arabs and East Indians show that they all come from Africa. So if everyone has their origin on the great continent, I want to know how in the hell you have concluded that we do not come from Africa. Okay? I don't want to hear your theory. And I don't want to hear your philosophy. And I don't want to even hear your reasoning. I want to see the artifacts. Show me a man, a skeleton, a bone. Show me the remains of a human being anywhere outside of Africa that is older than the oldest remains of human beings in Africa. If you claim we come from Israel, show me the anthropological evidence. That's all. We don't have to fight or nothing. Show me the anthropological evidence of man in Israel older than man in Nile Valley civilization, and you win the argument. See, the problem with you all who say we don't come from Africa, your whole argument is based on theory. I don't want no damn theory. I have evidence. So show me some anthropological evidence that the man of Israel or the man of Asia for you Asiatics and the man of North America or South America or Mexico, wherever you want to come from, show me the anthropological evidence that they're older than Africans. You know you can't. You know you can't. So ultimately, it comes down to a deep self-hatred is what it is. A deep self-hatred to try to locate someone's origin outside of Africa. You feel me? So we're not going to disrespect each other because you're my sister and you're very intelligent and you made some very good points. But I need you to stop with the we not African stuff. We got enough disunity and enough self-hate. We don't need you adding to it. Okay? Hebrew culture comes from Nile Valley culture. Okay? All culture comes from Nile Valley culture. I don't know why we're fighting against that, but it is what it is. But I don't do debates. I do solutions. Okay? You know what I was going to do? And I might still do this. Those 2 letters that was emailed to me about an hour ago that I received sitting here at the airport of Japan, I think I'm going to post them on Facebook. They were so disgusting and disrespectful. One of them came from someone who I think is an agent for the United States military. Okay, I think he's an agent. I'm pretty sure of it now. And the other one came from an elder, a queen mother, who told me I need to get on my knees and beg for forgiveness from all the elders before I can ever give another speech because of a rant I did last year. We are halfway through 2017 and we have an elder worrying about last year. Anyway.
Final call for Hong Kong Express Airways, flight 1585, departing for Hong Kong. Passengers on this flight, please board through gate 12 immediately.
20 acres in the camera room. Let's do it. I need that 20 acres in the camera room. Pass off. What religion do you practice? I am an Ifa devotee, which is not a religion. African spirituality is not a religion. It is your culture. African spirituality is not a religion. It is your culture. I practice Ifa. Okay? These are my Ifa lekes. I got my Mama Yemoja, blue and white. I'm sitting by the water right now. That's my Mommy Orisha. And then I have my Agungun, which is my ancestors. I take them everywhere I go. And then I have Mama Oya. Okay, she carries me through the winds everywhere I fly. She carries me through the winds everywhere I fly. So got to thank her for keeping me up in those airplanes. I gotta thank Mama Yemoja, because I fly over her water. Okay, tonight I'll be flying back over her water. So I got to stay in good with her. And then I got Ogun. Ogun is my Orisha daddy. I'm a son of Ogun, which is the spirit of metal and iron. He is the warrior. He is energy. He never stopped working. He is all about telling the truth unapologetically, no matter how you like it or not. Ogun is truth. Ogun is truth. Ogun is power. Ogun is military science. And I was born under Ogun. A lot of people thought I was Shango because of my oratory and my charisma. They said, that boy Shango. But I'm not Shango. I'm Ogun. Okay? And then I have Ifa, okay, which is the oracle. Ifa is not an Orisha, okay? Ifa is a divinity. Ifa was present, okay, when God created the universe. Okay? He created Ifa first. Okay? And Ifa was witness to all creation. Ifa knows the destiny of all things. Who am I missing? I know who I'm missing. I'm missing Eshu. Okay? Eshu Elagbara, the opener of the ways. I gotta keep the Eshu because Eshu give me that ashe. Eshu helped me make those decisions. SU open up the road so I can fly to Japan. SU open up the road so I can fly to China. SU opens up the road so I can get back to America. You understand me? SU represents the balance of all things, the crossroads. Every decision has its own consequences, right? And SU rules all of that. SU deals with karma. They say you get what's coming to you. SU is called the divine trickster. He manipulates things in your life to get you to see the light. He manipulates things in your life. He messes up stuff on purpose to get you to see the wrongness of your ways and to see what you should be doing. Okay? So this is Ifa. That's what I do. Because at the end of the day, only people I can trust is spirit. That's all I got. I can't trust y'all. Y'all sell me out for a couple dollars. You feel me? So Ifa, you know, the Orisha, the Loas, the Abusum, the Neteru, the Agungun. That's all I got. I can't trust people. I've been betrayed my whole life by people. So, you know, I put more trust in spirit. Man will deceive you. Spirit will lead you. How do you feel about the 5% nation, the nation of gods and earths? I love the 5% nation. Those are my brothers. Those are my brothers. My aunt's husband, whom I used to live with in Abbotsford Projects in North Philly. Shout out to North Philly, Abbotsford Projects, Fox Street. He used to teach me the lessons. In fact, I still got a copy of the lessons. He gave me another copy when I visited him in Orlando years ago. The lessons. So I ain't got no problem with the 5%. We are gods. Okay? We're not the supreme ruler of the universe, but we are gods. When is the trip to Ghana? The trip to Ghana is July 27th to August the 10th. Ghana, Togo, and Benin. Ghana, Togo, and Benin. July 27th to August the 10th. And if you want to go, text me. I'll text you the registration, 215-989-9858. 215-989-9858. Are you close to your family? Of course. When will you be in Memphis? When I get a bigger venue. Kim Moore, she said you was going to inbox me, sweetheart. Go ahead and shoot me the inbox, and I will I'll connect with you. See what work we got to do together. Don't forget to sign your children up for the college tour, the Black College and Consciousness Tour, June 28th to July 12th. Sign those children up. Sign them on up for the Black College and Consciousness Tour. Okay. Any more questions for the Prince of Pan-Africanism before I go get me something to eat? Any more questions? I'm live, coming to you from the airport of Japan. I'm the only black man in the whole airport. The only Garveyite in the whole airport. It's the first time in my life I've been the only black person in an entire airport. What is your sign? I'm going to let you take a guess. What sign you think I am? Cherie Scott, what sign you think I am? You should know my sign. I'm the same sign as Marcus Garvey. I'm the same sign as Marcus Garvey. You know what that is, right? That's the Lion King, Leo. Y'all going on an Africa trip next year, Carlos? Let's make it happen, my brother. God willing, we still be here, and we gonna make it pop. Nadine, you said I owe you money. I said I would refund. What do I owe you money for, Sister Nadine? Tell me, talk to me. You didn't get a book. What didn't you get? What do I owe you? Consultation that you never told me you paid for it? Tell me, Nadine. What do I owe you a refund for, baby, so I can send it to you right now? Send it to you right now. We don't need no conflicts. Tell me what I owe you for. All the books been mailed out except the ones that were ordered since I left for Japan. So what do I owe you for, baby? Talk to me. I want to make sure you happy. We need the queens happy. If the queens is happy, the kings will be happy. So we want the queens happy. Okay? Brooklyn, June 2nd. Brooklyn, June 2nd. Friday, June 2nd. Okay? No. See, when God created the heavens, God withdrew. Okay? He withdrew, or she withdrew, because we use male and female interchangeably. She withdrew, and then God released her essence into the universe, right? So when we call on these different energies, these spirits, right? These orishas, these loas, if you're Muslim or Christian, the angels, right? Right? If you notice, every spiritual system has a go-between. You notice that? Every prophet in the Bible had to go through an angel to communicate with God. Nobody communicated with God directly except Moses. Even Jesus, whom Christians believe to be the Son of God, never spoke to his Father directly. You had to go through an angel. That's African spirituality. No one approaches the Most High directly. No one approaches the Most High directly. Okay? You pray to the Most High directly, but you can't interact and approach the Most High directly. You have to use spiritual conduits. Every prophet in the Bible had to go through the messenger angel. Gabriel took the messages from God to the prophets. It's no different in African spirituality. Okay? The orishas and the ancestors are there to take our messages for us to God. Even when you pray, Spirit takes your prayers to God. And why is that? Because God is so far beyond us. God is so incomprehensible. The light of God is so powerful that you couldn't even stand it for a millisecond without being destroyed. Okay? Don't be so arrogant to think that you can sit in the presence of God and comprehend supreme consciousness. That is very arrogant. As Africans, we are very humble. We know that God is too great. We know that God is too great. You understand? So we work through the spiritual hierarchy of the ancestors and the orishas and the loas and the abusums in the Neteru in order to interact with divine consciousness, because in fact each one of those abusum and each one of those loas and each one of those neters and each one of those orisha are what? Aspects of God. Aspects of God. Did I just see a Japanese woman built like a sister? Because you know Japanese women, they not built like sisters at all. But there's one in here built like a sister, so she must got some African in her family. Anyway, you emailed me, we emailed you, and you didn't email me back. Sister Nadine, I get about 500 emails a day. If you pay for a consultation, all you got to do is text me. You know my number, 215-989-9858. You probably did email me. There's no way I can check all the emails I get. So whenever you email Dr. Johnson, send me a text telling me you email me and include your email address so I can search the message. So that was just a miscommunication. If you still with the consultation, we can do it when I get back to America on the 30th of May. If you don't want the consultation, that's fine. Shoot me a text and I will refund your money before I get on my flight tonight to China. Not a problem, my queen. The choice is yours. What do I need you to do to come out and awaken our people in Rockford, Illinois? Rockford. We can make it happen. Shoot me an email. Find me a venue. Rockford. Find me something that can seat about 300. We could do something in Rockford. Okay. Okay. I don't like to get into religious conversations because it's not solving no problems for black people. I don't like to get into religious conversations because they don't solve any problems for black people. But I will say this. When Jesus called out to God, he called out to God. You can call out to God. I can call out to God. But God did not respond to Jesus, at least not according to Jesus or his disciples. So you can talk to me, but it don't mean I'm listening. Do you understand me? Okay. The Lord hears your petitions. The Lord hears your prayers. Okay. You can send your prayers to God. Okay. It's like mailing something in the mailbox. I'm sending this to my Lord, and I hope my Lord reads it. Okay. Because I'm not allowed to go to see my Lord. So I have to mail him my request. It's called prayer. Prayer is mailing your spiritual requests to God. But are you actually in the palace of the Most High, looking and talking to Supreme Consciousness? No, you're not. You're sending a message. Just like you can send a message to Donald Trump, but you'll never be in the White House to actually have that conversation. And it is Donald Trump's job to decide if he wants to listen to your mail. When you pray, the Most High decides if the Most High wants to respond to you. Okay? So we pray. Black people, we pray. But we also call on the Orishas and the ancestors because they are closer to God than we are. We call on the spirits and the ancestors because they are closer to God than we are, to increase the chances that the Most High responds to our requests favorably, right? You need to borrow some money from your grandpa, right? But your grandpa don't really know you like that, right? But your grandpa loves your mommy, his daughter. So you're going to go to mommy and you're going to say, Mommy, I need to borrow $5,000 from grandpa. He ain't going to give me $5,000 if I ask him. But if you ask him for me and say, Daddy, can you give my son this money? He really need to buy a car so he can get back and forth to college. Guess what? I might get that money if I send my message through my mom, but I might not get that money if I send that message to myself because I really ain't been doing right by grandpa. I don't come to see grandpa. I don't wish him happy birthday. I don't send him nothing on Father's Day. Grandpa don't see me. Grandpa only see me when I need something. So I better ask my mommy to serve as a go-between, as a conduit, as a messenger, because grandpa is more likely to answer my request if it comes through mommy than if it comes through me. That's all we do. You can go to grandpa. Sure, you can go to God. You can pray to God, ask God, talk to God. The Creator hears you. Now, whether you're going to get an answer or not is another story. So what we do is we pray and we send our messages through the ancestors and through the Orisha because we know that they are in a much more privileged position than we are. Nothing to be confused about, okay? Nothing to be confused about. Whatever floats your boat, floats your boat. Do you ever come to San Diego? I was just in San Diego in January. Y'all really have to follow my pages because some of y'all in places where I just came from and you should have knew I was there. So if you follow me on Facebook, Dr. Umar Ifatunde, or on Twitter at Dr. Umar Johnson, or if you follow me on Instagram at Dr. Umar Johnson, you should know where I be because I post everything. But we were in San Diego the end of January. Yes, I still will be coming to Mobile, Alabama. I still will be coming to Mobile, Alabama. Yes, I will. The Lord don't see color. That might be true, but the white man does. Let me keep on going. Shout out to Phoenix. I need a venue in Phoenix. My Phoenix people, I'm overdue. My Phoenix people, I'm overdue. I need a venue. Do you travel alone? Yep. I'm a solo guy. I like to be alone. It's just who I am. I don't like, even if I had a travel mate, my flight to Japan was 14 hours, right? My flight to Japan was 14 hours. Do you think I want somebody talking my head off for 14 hours? Nope. I am a lover of silence. I am a lover of silence. Got to have silence. Don't worry, Dallas. Dallas, I need y'all to come to Houston. Dallas, I need to come to Houston December 31st. You just text my phone? There's no inbox option. What do you mean inbox? Kim, you're confusing me, Kimmy. What do you mean there's no inbox? You have my direct number. What do you need an inbox for? I'm lost. 215-989-9858. Don't make this more difficult than what it is. Mississippi. Let me ask Mississippi a question. What's the best city to do a lecture at in Mississippi? Outside of Jackson. Shout out to my Jackson family. I'll be back in Jackson. Outside of Jackson, Mississippi, where's the best place to do that lecture? Connecticut. You need to be in Brooklyn June 2nd. I want to see all my Connecticut people. Phones don't have inbox. Huh? I'm lost, Kimmy. I'm lost. The Gulf Coast. Tupelo, Mississippi. That don't sound like no major city to me. I never heard of that. Gulfport is an hour from Mobile, huh? So that means y'all need to come to Mobile. Why I need to come to Gulfport if y'all can drive to Mobile? Because Mobile is on the roster. Charlotte, North Carolina, I need a venue. Biloxi Coliseum, that sounds like it's 50,000 people. Y'all ain't got 50,000 conscious black people in Mississippi, so why do I want to rent out a Coliseum? I still got white Jesus down there. Top 5 books on black consciousness? How about top 5 authors? Read everything Marcus Garvey, all the philosophy and opinions. Read everything Tony Martin, because he gives you the history of Garvey. Okay, so read everything Garvey. That's first of all, everything Garvey. By Garvey and about Garvey. Number 2, read everything Amos Wilson. Everything Amos Wilson. Number 3, read everything Dr. Yusuf Ben Yakinen. Everything Dr. Yusuf Ben Yakinen. Number 4, read everything by Dr. John Henry Clark. Everything by John Henry Clark. And read everything by Dr. Ivan Van Sertima. Everything by Ivan Van Sertima. And read everything by Claude Anderson, who's still living. Everything Claude Anderson. And there you go. Lorman, Mississippi. I got a question. If I lay down on the rug inside of this airport, are they going to tell me to get up if they see a black man laying on the floor? Because I need to lay my back down, and it's nice and peaceful in here. But see, if in America you could lay down. I don't know what they're going to do if I lay down in Japan. Okay. Is this a Kemet thing? I don't know what the hell that means. I'm working on New Orleans and Baton Rouge.
May I have your attention, please? My name is Tara. I'm a Delta ground agent at Nagoya for Delta Flight 672 in service to Honolulu. Delta Airlines Flight 612, the service to Honolulu has been delayed due to our late arrival. We apologize for any of your inconvenience.
You said hit up the travel lounge.
Do you have any information for all customers on this flight?
It's 7:22. I got 4 more hours and I can't find a comfortable seat. I need a couch. 4 more hours and I can't lay down. What am I going to do? See, the rug is, let me show y'all the floor. The floor is clean. You see? Yo, Japanese, they're very clean. I was on a subway. The subways is clean. No graffiti, no trash. The streets is clean. I don't think I've seen a piece of trash on the ground the whole time I've been in this country. They are extremely clean. Japan is much cleaner than America. It's much cleaner than America. Find a comfortable corner. What the hell is a comfortable corner? Kalisha Anderson Hawkins. I need that Baton Rouge venue. I think I might have one from New Orleans, but I need that Baton Rouge venue ASAP. That ain't no platform bed. That's art. I lay on that, I might get locked up. The news is on. They doing the Weather Channel. The Weather Channel. They said it's a southwest monsoon going on. I don't need no monsoon. That sounds like Mama Oya. We don't need that. So family, I'm gonna go get me something to eat because my throat is killing me. I should be in China by now. The flight was supposed to leave at 5:10 to 6:10 to 7:10 to 8:10, and it is 7:30. I should be landing in China right now. I should be landing in China. Sister Chelsea should be warming up that good hot chicken noodle soup. And instead, I'm at the airport in Japan.